Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. As I mentioned in a few videos recently, I just picked up an iPad Pro, and one of the great things about it is it has USB C. The downside is it only has one port, so I needed to get some sort of hub to extend that. This is the one that I've settled on. It's the QGeeM, I guess, USB C multifunctional converter they call it, but it's basically a hub. It claims to be 7-in-1, so it lets you charge. Then you've got two USB 3 ports there, HDMI out there, another USB 3 port, microSD and SD card. Yep, so I'm just going to open it up and check it out and see how well it works. So the packaging is pretty compact, nothing much to it. So this is the box. Let's get it open. So there's some packaging in there. There's an instruction manual, but I guess there's not really much to it. I guess the translation is not great here, but it says project, which I'm guessing they mean port. So you've got Type C, HDMI, SD, USB 3 hub. It says 5 gigabit a second it can do, and it's backwards compatible with USB 2. It's got USB PD, so it can do 60 watts at 20 volts and 3 amps. It did say on the Amazon listing that it was 100 watts, so I'll have to look into that. But yeah, 60 watts is fine for the iPad. And then compatible models, it says MacBook, Xiaomi, Samsung, Dell, Google, Samsung, Huawei. It doesn't mention the iPad specifically, so that's what I want to check out. But yeah, let's check it out. So this is the actual hub. It's got a pretty nice sort of metal space grey kind of looking finish. It is quite compact, so you can see it fits in my hand. It's got the USB-C cable built into it, which is nice. And it does say USB-C on it in case you forget. So let's have a look. So you got your USB-C power input, the two USB 3 ports that I mentioned. There's HDMI, and there's another USB 3 and the two memory card slots. And they are labelled on the bottom as well, as you can see. So that's quite handy in case you don't know, in case you get confused. But yeah, so I'm just gonna I've got a bunch of stuff here. I've got a microphone here that you can just about see. I'm gonna try and plug all them into the iPad at the same time and just see what happens. So let me just turn my iPad on. Okay, so first things first, let's take the USB-C end and stick it into the iPad. Okay, so now I'm going to open the Files app and let's see what happens. I might as well start with the smallest thing first. I've got a microSD card here. Okay, so that's in. And nothing has come up yet on the iPad. Okay, so that's strange. Okay, let's try the full-size SD card. Okay, so the full-size SD card does come up straight away. So you can see that I can browse in and see some stuff that I've done before. So this is a really old SD card, so I've got really old stuff on it. But everything seems to work pretty well. I'm assuming the reason why the microSD card is not working is because I pulled that out of my Nintendo DS, so it might be the way that it's formatted. So we'll leave that one. We'll mark that down as a maybe. Okay, so I'm now going to get this is my USB-A to USB-C cable for my Samsung portable SSD. So I'll plug that in there. Put that there. So let's see. Okay, so straight away that's coming up as well. So we're getting off to a better start now. I've got some videos on here as well. Let's see something from there. So I'll just play the intro video. So you can see everything plays back pretty smoothly as if it was on the iPad itself, which is what you'd expect for USB 3. So that's good. Okay. So I've got a little SanDisk memory stick here. Let's try plugging that in as well. Okay, so that's come up straight away. So that's my install. I always keep a backup of macOS on a memory stick. So that's coming up straight away. And again, everything else is still showing up. So that's good. We've got one more USB port. So that's what I'm going to try and plug the Yeti microphone into. So let's plug that in. So you can see the microphone's got power now. Not really sure what the best way to show this is. Let me try Anchor. Okay, so Anchor, you can see it. So I'm standing quite far away from my iPad now, and I've got the Yeti mic, and I'm holding the Yeti, so it seems to be recording from it. Let's listen back. So this is the only annoyance with iOS. When you have the Yeti in, I think it becomes the sound output as well. Yeah, can you see? Okay, see, there we go. You can see it's plugged in definitely then. The only way I can get it to play sound out now is through a Bluetooth device or something like that. But you can see that the Yeti's plugged in, so that's fine. And it's working, so that's nice. So yeah, everything's plugged in at the moment, and I've not even plugged in the power yet. So let's try HDMI. So I've got one here. The hub is getting a bit warm actually, so there's something to note. Okay, so the HDMI is plugged in now. Let me turn my monitor on. Okay, so you can see now that the iPad screen is being mirrored onto my monitor, and it's all fine, pretty clear. It's working fine. So yeah, that's everything plugged in at the moment, and now I'm just going to try plugging in power just to make sure that everything charges. So that's the iPad's USB C port, and you can see that you can see now that in the top right hand corner on the screen recording that it's charging as well. So that's pretty good. So pretty much everything worked except the microSD card, but I'm assuming, again, like I said, that's because of the way it's formatted. I don't have a blank one that I can try out, but yeah, everything's working fine on the iPad. I can go back into files, everything's still showing up. So yeah, that's pretty nice. The only thing, I guess, the cable is a bit short from here, because I guess it's designed for a laptop, so it would have been nice if it was a little bit longer so you could get that flat on the table, but that's not really a deal breaker. So it was $23.99 on Amazon. I'll leave a link down below in the description if you want to check it out. So yeah, I'm happy with it, definitely. I'm definitely going to keep this one around, especially as it gives you so much more flexibility now for plugging stuff in. I suppose this is an interesting one actually. Let me just unplug everything all together. So there you can see everything's gone. And I'm just going to plug it all back in and see if it all comes up straight away. So yep, one by one the drives are starting to populate, and the screen's on now as well. So yeah, everything comes back, so that's all good. Yeah, so again, I'm happy with that. So the good thing about this is that in theory, because it's USB C, I can just unplug this all from my iPad, and I've got my phone here, which is also USB C, and I'm just going to plug it into my phone as well. Okay, so you can see my phone's charging. Let's see, Samsung Dex has come up, so you can see I've got Samsung. So Samsung Dex has come up as well, so you can see that. Microphone's still on. I'll have a quick look in the files up here as well. So my files, you can see USB storage 1, USB storage 2, and an SD card as well. So yeah, so that's pretty handy. So that's the great thing about having lots of USB-C devices, is that everything works together. I can use it on my MacBook as well, which is pretty nice, and even my work laptop. So yeah, and I guess even the Nintendo Switch, the display output would probably work, and the charging. So yeah, all good. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments, and I will catch you guys in the next one.